Greetings. So, I need to speak on this because I feel like a few people have been deceived. Okay, y'all probably saw my community post on YouTube. Maybe you haven't. I did a whole post on this. My sis sent me this video, and I've seen it in passing, but I never watched it. So, my response to it might be a little bit late because this video is kind of old from my knowledge because I've seen this video passing around but never watched it. So my sis sent me this video of this guy. I guess he was talking about a TikTok, and he was saying that it's funny that these types of people think that they can manipulate people that are healed or whatever. It's like we could figure you out. We could sense your energy. Like, you're the type of person that our senses will be very uncomfortable around you, right? So I felt led to watch the whole video just to get an understanding of this dude. And as you could probably see on the screen, it says manipulation tactics, being flexible, manipulation tactics to use on healed people or healed individual, whatever. So, child, I sat and watched this video, and it really, when I say triggered, kind of like that fighter energy in me, because I've been there with people before, and it's very deceptive. It's, this demonic ass cornball over here, there's people really like that, and it's just disgusting. But anyway, I'm gonna link or put the video here and let y'all hear it for yourselves.
Manipulation tactics to use on a healed individual. Now, this is method 2, the being fixable method. Now, where a lot of people go wrong on this is they think that you can simply just be scum and things are going to work out for you. Well, that is part of it. There is much more nuance to it. Like, if you're just simply scum, some of these people aren't going to want to deal with you. The key part is to know what flaws are deal breakers and what flaws aren't deal breakers. Examples, if you talk about not being loyal, that's probably going to be a deal breaker. But if you talk about struggling with communication, it probably won't be. But the real key part with these flaws is to mention that you have them, but never actually show that you have them. What do I mean by this? I mean, you can say something like, yo, full disclosure, I'm not the best at communication. However, when a situation arises where you have to communicate your ass off. But while you're communicating, say, I know I'm not the best at communication, but I am trying. I hope, I'm doing okay right now. And you can always swing this into some pretty natural sounding love bombing. Like me, for instance, I'm a bad texter. So whenever I do this, I'll be like, yo, I'm a horrible texter. And the response is always, well, you're texting me just fine. And I'm like, it's different though. And they're like, how's it different? I'm like, I don't know. And I just brush it off, right? So in their mind, they're like, oh my gosh, Bryce likes me a lot, but he's trying not to show it. But in my mind, they're playing right into my hands. What this whole fake telling on yourself thing does is consciously they think they're better than you, which we need because we need to feed into their ego in this instance. But subconsciously, they know they've never seen you be anything less than spectacular. But speaking of this, we need to feed into their egos more. So what you can do is start love bombing them in ways that aren't exclusively romantic. When they eventually share some bullshit philosophy that they pretend to have, like, oh, when someone does me dirty, I don't even get mad because that has everything to do with them and nothing to do with me, and I value myself, blah, blah, blah. Pretend like that's the most profound shit you've ever heard and not something that they just make up to make themselves feel better. Like, act super impressed, and when they keep blabbering on about it, like, oh, my ex, blah, 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 what you need to do is be like, oh my gosh, can I just tell you, the growth you must have had, I find so astounding because I know I struggle with trying to get that sort of view, so I can't even imagine the journey you must have went on to come across it yourself, and I really just want to say I really admire that. This obviously gasses them up, so you eventually become the guy or gal that makes them feel larger than life, and that's always what you want to do with these healed people. Also, do not be afraid to confide in these people a little bit. Be like, you know what, I have anxiety, and they'll probably say some bullshit to you like, have you tried meditating? You should be like, no, not really. Does it really work like that? And they're always going to be like, yes, oh my gosh, you have to try it, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's what you do. You pretend that you tried meditating. And then you check back in on them later and be like, yo, I just want to say I was really stressed out earlier, but then I tried meditating like you said, and I've tried it a few times earlier, but it wasn't really working. But now I feel like it's really starting to have a positive effect. This is going to make them feel like you're getting better, and it's going to be their responsibility. They're going to take the credit for you, and that's what they want at the end.
So When I watched this, I was like, like you. And it also brought me a lot of revelation as well. And so I had to, share, my perspective on this, and, not too much of experience. That's a whole nother topic. I probably later on in life I'll get into that. But you can run into this not just with people on a romantic, situation or a romantic level, but also so-called friends and maybe even family. And so this type of person, I say demonic because it is very evil, like the tactics behind this. Because why would you want to so-called manipulate somebody that you perceive or has told you they're healed, right? Obviously, this is somebody that has been through something before where they need to heal, but you want to go in and like slice open the wound and pour salt on it, and just to get off to that. You want to play those games. You know what I mean? Like, for what other reason would that be other than just being pure evil? You know what I'm saying? Like, or somebody that is, heavily wounded themselves. So why do you want to? Because the word manipulate means to control or influence or handle somebody, right? Why would you want to do that to somebody that has gained their sense of independence or empowerment or self-love? And the way that he was like, oh, these individuals think that they're better, that was the revelation I needed. Because when people do shit like that, try to manipulate you, play you, um, make you feel insecure about yourself, it's because they think that you're better than them. It's not that you think you're better than them. You may just be wanting to be a better. From my understanding, when I say I'm healing or I've healed past something, that means that I'm doing it for me, right? So that I could be in a better space in myself. This is the type of dude that hates somebody's light and self-love. This is the type of person that will get in your mind, and let's call it what it is. And this word gets thrown around a lot, but he's a narcissist. That dude right there in that video is a fucking narcissist. And just the fact that he said, oh, these people, they think they're better than you, or whatever they tell themselves to make themselves feel better, that's pure hate. Like, he's a hater. So in the community post, basically I was saying, like, you gotta trust your intuition out here, because it sounds like this is the type of person that just really, like I said, hates someone's light so much that they want to steal that person's inner energy and steal their joy, steal their self-love and light by knocking them down. Like, oh, let me, because there's people like that will come into your life, and a lot of women fail to understand this, that some men will come into your life just for the sake of so-called humbling you, especially if they feel like you're a woman of some type of, let's say, joy. You're healthy, or you could be a woman that's successful, or you're just thriving. You carry the light. And these demonic type of energies, these dudes, they'll come in and raise you up just to knock you down 10 times harder, because they get off to that. And then you'll have so-called fake friends like this, and I've dealt with this too. They'll come into your life, love bomb you, and next thing you know, they're tearing you down. It's a game to them, especially if you're dealing with friends that are not in alignment with your path, your walk. They don't respect the things that you respect or value, your morals, and they come in and try to like taint some of these things. It's because they want to be like, see, you're not all that great. See, you're not really all that like you think you are, or you think you're a nice person. It's also to like taint your reputation. That's the whole thing too. Like, you gotta watch out for these type of people. They're out there. Like, they walk around pretending to like be interested, pretending to be your friend, pretending to love you, only to take from you, because they can't resist your light, yet they hate it at the same time. They don't like it. So these type of people, like, you can sense the jealousy. You may question, you may gaslight yourself and be like, oh no, they didn't mean it like that. But you can sense, you can smell it. Like, you can smell it on a person. When you get that feeling that something is off about a person, but you doubt it because their words and their fake interest or fake love seems really sweet, you got to trust your inner voice over your emotions and your attachment to these people. So one thing that this dummy forgot to mention, that his kind, they like to do, in one of their manipulation tactics, is mirroring you. So they like to mirror you, pretending to be like you, and oh, we have a lot in common. And this is like a tactic. It's a fake bonding tactic to get you comfortable and to play into this, oh, we're so connected and we vibe, and oh, you're my soulmate, or make you feel like that's kind of the vibe or the energy, or you're my best friend, or you're my sister, you're my brother. It's bullshit. This guy is very much like Satan, like the depiction of Satan, like being casted out of heaven, being casted on earth, knowing that his fate is to be bound in hell, right? So here are these humans, and I'm just using this from a Christian perspective, right? Just a metaphor. These humans have salvation, they have grace, they have the power of God and love of God. So they have the opportunity to be where I was cast out of. So let me come in and throw some salt, in their game and get them caught up. I'm coming to steal, kill, and destroy. I seek to snare you so I can deceive you into a path of destruction. So I'm going to get you all dirtied up so I can say, see, you're a sinner. God doesn't love you. You're a bad person. This, and that. That's what these types of people do. That's their energy. That's evil. It's demonic. These are miserable people that don't see their own light, and it gives them this great pleasure to try and excel in dimming your light, because they don't see their own. So, long story short, these people really do get off obtaining, like, they want to be able to obtain something they could never have, nor could never be, being their authentic self, being that evil, demonic, narcissistic, wicked, vile person that they are. If they were to approach you in that energy, they would never get your attention. You wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. So they have to come at you cloaked. They have to come at you with a mask on to to trick you. But eventually you'll catch on. Sometimes it might be after you've been played, or they've hurt you, or you start to see the patterns. Like, God forbid you get too far with these type of people, because they take pleasure. I'm telling you, like, this is the type of person that likes hearing your misery. They like playing you and getting you hooked on them, because it's like, if I can get this type of person to cast their light on me, I'm getting a taste of that. I'm getting, because what you're doing is you're projecting your light onto people. And I've done this before, where I've projected the light and the love and all of that I have inside of me onto people that didn't deserve it. And it made them look 10 times more amazing than they actually really were. Until you actually really see the truth of a person, you'll recognize that it was you all along, that, you laced those people in that light that they didn't really have, or that they weren't really operating or walking in. It was fake. It was a mirage. So much love as always. Peace.